You know, sometimes life feels heavy and the world doesn't make sense. But tonight, I need you. I need you not just beside me, but in my life, in my heart. Don't leave me tonight. Not when I feel so fragile, not when the silence is louder than any words. I'm not asking for perfection, just for you, just for your presence, just for us. Because some moments, some nights, they define everything we are, everything we could be together. I don't even know where to begin because the truth is, some feelings are too heavy to carry, and yet I carry them every day. Every hour, every single moment, like a secret burden I cannot let go of. Not because I want to hold on to pain, but because what I feel for you is too deep, too raw, too fragile to ever be forgotten or replaced. Tonight feels like it's slipping through my fingers before I can even grasp it, and I can feel the walls closing in when I imagine you walking away, when I imagine the quiet room, the empty space beside me, the absence of your laughter, your warmth, the gentle way you exist that makes all the noise of the world fade away. And maybe I sound desperate, maybe I sound small, maybe I sound foolish, but I've learned that love isn't always about being brave. Sometimes it's about being honest, even when honesty makes you feel exposed, raw, like your chest is open and your heart is trembling. And tonight, I need to be that honest. I need to say that I am scared. I need to say that the thought of losing you tonight, even for a few hours, feels like a shadow creeping over the most sacred parts of my soul. And it isn't about control. It isn't about possession. It isn't about selfishness. It's about connection. It's about the fragility of knowing that someone so essential to who you are could slip away in a moment of silence or misunderstanding, and suddenly the world feels colder, quieter, emptier. When I close my eyes, I imagine the space where you should be, and I can feel the difference in the air, in the stillness, in the small things that make life livable. The way light falls on your face, the way your voice lingers even after you stop speaking, the way your hand fits perfectly with mine, like it was meant to be there. And when I imagine all of that absent tonight, I feel a hollowness that is almost unbearable, a longing that stretches further than any words could ever reach. And maybe that is love, that feeling of being so alive when you are near and so painfully aware of fragility when you are away. And I have tried to put it into words before. I have tried to mask it with jokes, with silence, with pretending that I am okay. But tonight I cannot. Tonight, the fear is louder than any pretense. And I have to say it, even if my voice shakes, even if my vulnerability makes me feel unworthy, even if it feels like I am opening myself to rejection, I have to say it. Please don't leave me tonight. It isn't just about the night, though the night itself carries a weight that daylight cannot touch. Nights are when thoughts are louder, when memories come back sharper, when the heart remembers in detail what the mind tries to forget. Nights are when absence is felt in every corner of a room, when silence is a loud reminder of what could be lost. And tonight, I am afraid of all of it. Afraid that the moments we share, the warmth, the tenderness, the small gestures that mean more than anything could be undone by the simple choice to walk away, to close the door, to disappear into the night without saying what needs to be said. And I know that fear is small, that fear is human, that fear is inevitable, but it is also real, and it has a voice. And tonight I am giving it one. I am giving it a voice because it is the only way to reach you, to ask you, to plead, to hope. That you understand the weight of what I feel, the depth of what it means to me that you stay, that you do not leave, that you do not vanish into the darkness, when all I want is to be near you, to hold you, to let you know that your presence is not just wanted, it is needed. And it isn't just about fear, it is about the love that fills me when I think of you, that warmth that spreads through every corner of my being, the way your smile can stop the storm inside me, the way your voice can make every doubt fade, the way your eyes can see me in ways no one else ever has or ever will. Love, real love, is not quiet or passive. Love is alive. It trembles, it aches, it burns. It makes you feel both infinite and tiny at the same time. And tonight, I feel all of that. I feel the ache of possibility, the tremble of uncertainty, the burn of passion and fear intertwined, because love is never simple, and love is never easy, and love is never something you can take for granted. Not when it has touched you so deeply, not when it has changed you, not when it has made you feel that the world itself could disappear and still be worth living if only you were there. So tonight, I am asking, not commanding, not demanding, not trying to bind you with words or guilt, but simply asking with every part of my being, please stay. Don't leave. Don't let tonight slip away without knowing that your absence is a wound, your presence is a lifeline, and the moments we share are more precious than anything else I could hold in this world. And it is not just about holding on to you, it is about holding on to the truth of us, the truth that we are better together, stronger together, braver together, softer together. And yet tonight, the possibility of separation looms like a shadow over all of it. And I cannot ignore it. I cannot pretend it is not there. I cannot silence the part of me that is terrified, that the warmth, the light, the love we have could be dimmed if only for a night, if only for a moment of distance, if only for a single choice to walk away. And maybe you think I am overthinking. Maybe you think that nights come and go. Maybe you think that absence is nothing more than a quiet pause. But for me, for us, for what we have built together, tonight is everything. Tonight is a thread that could unravel. Tonight is a breath that could be lost. Tonight is a heartbeat that matters more than the world outside these walls. And I have tried to explain this in the past, tried to show it with gestures, with attention, with care. But tonight, words must do what gestures cannot. Tonight, words must carry the weight of my longing, the weight of my fear, the weight of my love. And words can fail, words can stumble, words can be inadequate, but I cannot remain silent. Not tonight. Not when the fear of losing you presses so close to my chest that it is hard to breathe. Not when the need for your presence is sharper than anything else I have ever known. Not when my heart is trembling and my soul is raw, and all I can think is that you cannot leave, that you must stay, that we must exist in this moment together, and nothing else matters but that truth. There is a kind of courage that is quiet, almost invisible, and yet it carries more weight than any loud declaration. It is the courage of being seen exactly as you are, without armor, without pretense, without the comfort of a shield to hide behind. Tonight, I find myself standing there not with demands, not with expectations, but with the simplest, most fragile plea. I need you to be here with me, to understand the depths of what I feel, to hold space for all the parts of me that are unspoken, the parts of me that tremble in the dark, the parts of me that are afraid to vanish into nothingness if left alone. Asking for sense is not weakness. It is trust. It is intimacy. It is the act of saying, I am enough with you. I am vulnerable with you. I am human with you. And I hope you will stay. It is a quiet rebellion against the world that tells us to be strong, to hide pain, to mask longing. It is the willingness to show your heart in its entirety, knowing that it could be misunderstood, misjudged, even rejected. And yet, in that trembling, in that bare honesty, there is strength. There is the recognition that love is not about control, not about certainty, not about safety. Love is about leaning into uncertainty with someone who makes the risk worth taking. Tonight, I lean into that uncertainty. I lean into the unknown because even if the night feels heavy, even if the silence between us is deafening, even if the fear of loss is pressing on my chest, I believe that our connection, our truth, our shared presence is worth it. When I ask you to stay, when I ask you to simply be here, I am not asking for perfection. I am not asking for flawless understanding or unshakable patience. I am asking for you to witness me. I am asking for you to hold me without judgment, to see the cracks in the edges and the parts that are tender, and to choose not to walk away. It is in that choice, in that conscious act of presence, that love shows its quiet strength. There is a bravery in staying when it would be easier to leave. There is a wisdom in listening when it would be easier to look away. There is a vulnerability in saying, I am here with you, and I do not have all the answers, but I will not abandon you in this moment. And tonight, that is all I need. There is a sacredness in shared understanding, in knowing that someone truly sees you, even when words fail. It is in the small gestures, a hand resting on yours, a shoulder close enough to feel your heartbeat, eyes me, ting in silence that says more than any speech could. It is in the patience to wait through pauses, the grace to accept emotions as they surface, the humility to know that love is a dialogue, not a performance. Tonight, I am asking for that dialogue, that space, that shared vulnerability. I am asking for the courage to be known, for the patience to be understood, for the grace to be held even when I cannot articulate the storm inside me. And there is power in vulnerability that the world rarely acknowledges. It is a power that is soft, gentle, patient, and unwavering. It does not shout, it does not demand, it does not manipulate. It whispers the truth of existence. That connection matters more than control. That love matters more than perfection. Tonight, I am choosing to whisper my truth. I am choosing to let the walls fall, to let the defenses melt, to let the heart speak louder than fear. I am choosing to risk everything in this moment, to lay bare the part of me that aches for your presence, and to trust that love will answer, that understanding will come, that together we can endure the night because we are holding the same fragile, trembling, beautiful truth. It is not a plea for attention, though it may feel like it. It is not a cry for validation, though it may echo in the hollow spaces of doubt. It is a recognition of what matters most. That love is not measured in grand gestures or perfect timing, but in the quiet, steadfast choice to be present, to listen, to hold, to witness the fullness of someone's heart, and not turn away. It is in that choice, in that shared humanity, that we find the resilience to face the night, the courage to face the uncertainty, the warmth to carry us through darkness. And so I ask, with all the vulnerability I can muster, with all the quiet strength that lives in honesty, please just be here tonight. Don't turn away. Don't leave. Don't let the night feel longer, colder, emptier than it has to be. Simply be, simply hold, simply understand, and together we can navigate the fragile, beautiful, trembling reality of what it means to care so deeply, to love so fully, to exist so intertwined, that absence is not just a lack, but a wound that only presence can heal. Even in the quietest, darkest moments, there is a fragile kind of hope that lives inside the heart, a hope that whispers softly that love can endure, that it can survive the nights of uncertainty, the moments of doubt, the times when fear feels stronger than faith. Hope does not shout. Hope does not demand. It simply persists, like a candle flickering in the wind, fragile yet unwavering, delicate yet impossible to extinguish entirely. Tonight, I hold on to that hope. I hold on to it not because I am naive, not because I am blind to the challenges or the fragility of life, but because I have felt its power in the way you exist in my world. I have felt it in the small gestures, in the silences shared, in the laughter and even the tears. And I believe deeply that what is built on honesty, on tenderness, on the willingness to be seen can survive the weight of anything. Love, real love, is never smooth. It does not exist without friction, without moments that test the heart, without nights that make us question if what we hold will remain. And yet, even in those nights, even in the hours of doubt, even when the distance seems unbearable, there is hope. Hope in the choice to speak, to listen, to reach out instead of pulling away. Hope in the courage to be vulnerable when vulnerability feels terrifying. Hope in the knowledge that hearts that are willing to try, to bend without breaking, to weather storms without abandoning each other, have the capacity to survive more than we often imagine. Tonight, I am living in that hope. I am trusting that it is enough to carry me through the fear, enough to keep me reaching. For you, enough to believe that your presence is not fleeting, that what we share is not fragile, but enduring, capable of withstanding the quiet nights and the loud storms alike. Tears are part of this hope. Tears are not weakness, they are honesty. They are the language of a heart that feels too deeply to contain itself. The sign that love is alive and pulsating, that every emotion, every longing, every fear, and every joy has room to exist and to be acknowledged. Tonight, I do not shy away from the tears because they are proof that we care, proof that we are human, proof that love is not theoretical, but tangible, real, raw, and unrelenting. And it is in that tangibility, in that willingness to feel, that hope grows. Every tear is a testament to the truth that we are here, that we are vulnerable, that we are choosing each other even when the night is uncertain, even when tomorrow is unknown. And there is a miraculous strength in shared hearts, a strength that is quiet, almost imperceptible, yet unbreakable when it is nurtured. Shared hearts mean that two souls are willing to exist in the same space of truth, to witness each other's shadows without fear, to hold the other's hand when the weight of the world presses down, to offer warmth when coldness surrounds, to provide light when darkness threatens to swallow everything whole. Tonight, I am leaning into that strength. I am leaning into the certainty that what we have is bigger than momentary fear, bigger than fleeting doubt, bigger than the fragile distance of a single night. And in that leaning, I find courage. In that leaning, I find the reassurance that no matter how heavy the night feels, no matter how loud the silence, no matter how sharp the ache of longing, love can persist. Love can survive. Love can endure. Hope is also about patience. It is about knowing that we cannot control every moment, every feeling, every choice. It is about accepting that life will test us, that challenges will arise, that fear and uncertainty will come knocking at the door. But patience allows us to meet those challenges not with desperation, but with grace. Patience allows us to stay, to wait, to breathe, to believe that even in the midst of trials, our hearts can remain connected, our intentions aligned, our love intact. Tonight, I ask for patience from both of us. I ask for the patience to let the night unfold without judgment, to let the emotions rise and fall like tides, to trust that honesty and vulnerability will guide us, to believe that staying present, staying committed, staying open is the path to surviving the night and emerging stronger on the other side. And ultimately, hope is a quiet promise, a promise that the heart can endure, that love is worth fighting for, that what is true and real does not dissolve under pressure, does not vanish with fear, does not fade in the absence of certainty. Hope is the reason I am asking you to stay tonight. Hope is why I am speaking these words with trembling lips and an open heart. Hope is why I believe that our connection, our shared moments, our vulnerability, our tears, and our honesty can withstand the night and blossom into a stronger, deeper, more profound love. And it is that hope that keeps me reaching for your hand, that keeps me holding on to your gaze, that keeps me whispering in the quiet of the night, trusting that love, in its purest form, can survive anything as long as hearts are willing to remain intertwined, as long as souls are willing to be honest, as long as two people, imperfect and human and trembling, choose each other even in the face of fear.